There are some things in life that, if they're not under control, they can overtake you and destroy you in the process. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Welcome to Tyrone Bowman Tonight. The topic of discussion this evening: habits and vices. Everyone has a habit, everyone has a vice. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. But on tonight, I want to talk about habits that can destroy a person. Earlier today, I was watching a program about intervention. And you know what intervention is, the program where they stage a gathering of individuals who feel that it is necessary to combat and deal with the problem that apparently has gotten out of control in a person's life. Men and women from all walks of life have problems. Men and women from all walks of life, irregardless of their standings and positions in society, irregardless of their academic or scholastic ability, rich and poor, young and old, black, white, Hispanic, Jew, Gentile, Jamaican, African, Asian, etc. And what I have found out to be very true, a lot of individuals are involved in things that is destroying them, and they don't want anybody in their business. Why? Because they think that they have everything under control. There's something that you need to know. You can't do this by yourself. If you're involved in a set of circumstances or situation that has gotten the best of you, and it seems like you can't get free because you innocently picked up a habit or a vice along the way. Most individuals, the problems that they have, or the problems that they have rather, they start when they're young. Peer pressure. And what is peer pressure? Where those within your age group are egging and edging you on to do a thing or things that you know that is not right. However, because you don't want to feel left out, you give in to what someone else has said that you should do. And in the process, that innocent drink caused you to become an alcoholic 40 years later. That innocent puff off of that cigarette caused you to develop a habit as a chain smoker. That vaping that you thought was harmless turned out to be more detrimental than you could ever think of. That innocent sniff of cocaine, marijuana, and the cannabis industry today has become so prevalent and so famous. Why? Because it's called taxation with punitive, meaning you are paying a drug legalized industry to cause you to develop a habit that could cost you your life somewhere along the way. And everything that seems harmless is not harmless. Everything that seems like it is a game, it is not a game. How many of you right now, if you'll be honest, you've been in and out of all types of programs trying to get free from a problem that you have, but you seemingly cannot kick or break that habit? Society is famous, especially when it comes to the rich and the powerful. When it comes to entertainers, they are famous for building you up, lauding you with a false sense of an inflated ego. They write the most wonderful stories about you, especially child stars, when their children are so lovable, they're so adorable. I'm thinking about a young man right now, I don't want to call his name. They're seeking to destroy him because of a decision that he made some time ago to support a certain celebrity when he was going through his problem, the circumstances. Now he's become the enemy. He's no longer the darling. He's no longer the star of the movies that he did when he was a child. These same people who will write flowering words and things about you are the same ones that will seek to destroy you. Many a child stars, especially from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, have been destroyed by their celebrity. Don't let anybody fool you, ladies and gentlemen. Having a cocaine habit is no fun at all. Getting involved in designer drugs is no fun at all. Getting involved in prostitution is no fun at all. Suffering from emphysema because of an out of control smoking habit that you thought that was so innocent. Your nerves are upset, you got to have a cigarette. Somebody made you mad, you got to have a cigarette. Somebody said something about you, you're ready to punch in a wall. So you go to what they call happy hour. Something is wrong with something called happy hour. Why would you work all day long and then go to after work cocktails and sit there and inflame your body with toxicity? And you get in the car and start driving, then they're going to blame you when you accidentally kill someone. Yes, it's the truth. If you have a problem or a set of circumstances, a lawyer is not going to be able to get you out of it. There are millions of people who are languishing in prisons right now because of poor decisions that they made. A decision that cost them to hurt somebody. And now they're paying the price for it. And they've got to detox in prison. There are no programs to help you. Oh, because they're going to make you try to think that they're trying to help you. No, they're not there to help you. They're there to keep you in prison, incarcerated, because you have become a commodity. You're there to fill a bed. You're there to make sure that individuals have a job under the pretense of law and order. Don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anyone beguile you. If you have a problem, admit that you have a problem. If you have a habit, admit that you have a habit. If something has gotten a hold of you to the point where you no longer can fight it and it's out of control, admit that you need help. You know how many individuals are scouring all through the internet, picking up people that they have no business being with because they're looking at their hair, their teeth, their foot size, and the color of their eyes, and they're looking at them with sexual intentions and things in mind, and they bring these people into their homes. You don't even know who these people are. You don't know anything about them. You better be careful. It could cost you your life. Why do you think they have programs like For My Man, Fatal Attraction? Notice it's called Fatal Attraction. It's dangerous. Everything can appear to be so innocent in the beginning and have a tragic ending. Yes. How many of our athletes are under such extreme pressure to perform? They get hurt while on the field, while on the basketball court. They take them in the back and they dope them up with every type of morphic drug, send them back out on the field. And somewhere along the line, now it becomes a habit. Now it becomes an addictive behavior. Because now you can't live without it, because the pain becomes so unbearable. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of celebrity, there's no amount of recognition from so-called fans that it's worth destroying your life for. If you have a problem, if you have a set of circumstances, if you've gotten involved in something that is over your head, get help before it's too late. You can't do this by yourself. In some instances, an intervention is going to have to take place. In some instances, you're going to have to get in touch with your spiritual side. Notice I didn't say you have to become religious. I said get in touch with the spiritual part of you. Don't be so proud that you can't pray. Don't be so proud that you can't fall on your knees and ask Almighty God to help you to break that habit, help you to overcome that thing that's destroying you, help you to change before it is too late. And a lot of individuals are going through life and they're not going to change until it's too late. But a lot of people will grow older and grow old, advance into their senior years without ever having gotten the help that they need. And a lot of men are so full of pride and arrogance and avarice, they think because I'm a man, I'm not supposed to cry. Men hurt, men cry, men deal with circumstances and situations just like everybody else. And too many of you ladies, as precious and wonderful as you are, you're carrying so much pain on the inside pain, inside carnage, inside hurt, inside rejection, inside inferiority complexes that has caused your life to become unbearable. There's no such thing as you're looking for love in all the wrong places. No, people are looking for lust in all the wrong places. Don't allow drugs or alcohol, smoking, drinking. Remember this campaign that they had? Opioids. Well, what do you mean opioids? It's called a cocaine addiction. That's what it's called. You can dress it up and call it by any name that you want to. The bottom line is, when people are hurting, they're hurting from all walks of life. How many rich people right now, and this is the truth, how many rich people right now are suffering in silence behind closed doors? There was one particular president. He was so wicked and so terrible. His wife was an alcoholic. I'm talking about in modern times. She was drinking herself to death every single day, suffering in silence, smiling before the cameras, making appearances as the First Lady of the United States of America. But behind closed doors, she was hurting and suffering. Finally, she had to come face to face with the fact that she was a drunk. She was an alcoholic, and she needed help. Thank God she got the help that she needed. She became clean and sober. And for the rest of her life, what did she do? She had a cause. She had a purpose for living. And one of the greatest alcoholic and rehabilitation centers in the world has been named after her. How many celebrities have gotten clean and sober and they left Hollywood because Hollywood was the source of their problem? Some of you are looking for peace of mind. Some of you have every materialistic thing that this world has to offer. You don't have any money problems, but your problems are emotional. And ladies and gentlemen, if someone is calling themselves a spiritual leader, and every time you turn around, they got their hand out under the pretense, make a contribution to whatever religious work that they're doing, that's called a charlatan. They're not there to help you. You know, I counsel a lot of people. I pray with a lot of people. Yes, I do. I minister to a lot of people. And the one thing I tell them up front, I'm not here for your money, because half of you don't have any money. I'm not here for praises. And I don't even want anyone to know that I'm counseling you and ministering with you privately. You can't buy me, you can't give me anything, and I don't want anything, because I am a servant. And I am here to serve. And as I look into the lens of this camera tonight, I say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. Your life has a purpose. Your life has a meaning. God put you on this planet with every gift, talent, and ability that he could give to you. Stop squandering it. Stop utilizing it foolishly. Stop drowning yourself through smoking and drinking, and stop over-sexting yourself. Stop wallowing in self-pity and bitter childhood memories that are sending you down a pathway of destruction. Some of you had so many abortions in your life and you're having nightmares and you can't even sleep. God has already forgiven you. The problem is you won't forgive yourself because you've never asked for forgiveness. When you come to the Almighty and you ask him to forgive you, you're forgiven. Learn to forgive others. Learn to forgive yourself. What's done is done. It cannot be changed. Now, what you do, why don't you have a cause, have a purpose, have a mission? Don't become a great scholar. There was a great Picasso. He was a great painter, tremendously gifted, but psychologically and emotionally, he was messed up behind closed doors. I'm thinking of a particular writer. You know, the great writer, the great, I'm not going to call his name because his family, you know, they're still dealing with the fact that he committed suicide. But he couldn't take it anymore, and he ended his life. You don't have to go down that pathway. Don't let it be could've, would've, should've. Get the help that you need while you still have time. Let someone become a mentor. Let someone show you how to become clean, how to become sober. Let someone show you what real love is. Because real love is not going to tolerate foolishness. Real love is not going to feed your ego. Real love is not going to bathe you and put up with foolishness. Real love is not going to tell you how great you are. But real love says, quote, no more drama, close quote. There must come a point in time when all this stuff has to end. It must be over. Habits and vices. If they're not good habits, if they're not good vices, and they're destroying you, get help while you can. And remember, you can't do this by yourself. Never surrender, never quit.